Hi everyone and welcome back to Autumn of Series 14 in Forza Horizon 5. This is Horsepowers, or at least I hope that's the name of the Seasonal Championship. I couldn't figure out a different way to read this mesh of letters that represent the name of the Seasonal Championship. And yeah, that's a Seasonal Championship. It's not the third chapter of Donut's story. If you're looking for that, there's a separate video for this. And of course, thank you Playground Games for using the same name for two separate events within the same series playlist, which does add up into the confusion. So I wouldn't do that, but yeah, again, nobody asked me about this. Now, coming back to this Seasonal Championship, the car restrictions for it is Hypercars in S2 class, and my overall recommendation for it is this McLaren Senna, as it's extremely easy to drive while being fast. So it's something that is not just guaranteed win versus AI, but also a pleasure to drive. Now, talking about pleasure, I rarely say so, but I think for this championship I would rather recommend doing it solo than in co-op, especially if you do get nervous about being rammed and things like that, because you know what happens when you join the public game in S2 class. A lot of mess up happens, particularly here on the Vulcan sprint. The first corner is the place of overall murder. I don't think I ever managed to pass it without being smashed into, regardless of how careful I try to take it or how early I brake. There will be someone who crashes into me. I'm a bit lucky in this co-op session because I only have two teammates, so that does make things a little bit easier. This AI doesn't want to give way, but that's okay. We're gonna pass them. Well, we already passed them by the time I got to say this. As you can see, in terms of beating AI, it's not difficult. So if you're doing it solo, just keep driving and use your rewind function if you mess up somewhere, which is not too hard. The speeds are very high. You go in excess of 300 kilometers per hour in some portions of the track, and in general you get to drive very fast, but otherwise it's not a huge challenge. But if you're up for the challenge, or if you have strong nerves and in general a patient person, then feel free to join the co-op. Some of those sessions will be quite a bit of the mess. But by now we reached the end of the first race. As you can see, my Senna is severely battered and damaged quite a bit, but it still made it over the finish line. So we'll now move on to the second race, and the second race is by a Deplana circuit, which is again not a huge challenge. It's a little bit more difficult than the sprint as circuits do go. The AI has a little bit more speed in general on circuits, but shouldn't be a problem. The Senna has the launch and acceleration, as you can see, to actually pass all of the AIs in the, well, not all, but most of the AIs in the very beginning. There's one that blasted away really quickly, but we're gonna catch up with them in no time. My estimation is if I don't make it by the end of the first lap, then definitely by the middle of the second lap we gonna be ahead. One of our teammates does seem to have a bit of a problem with the pace here. They are steadily on the last place, but another is doing really good. As you can see, yeah, end of the first lap we are in the first place, but our teammate in Neo is not too far behind. That's yeah, they fell down the place, but that's okay. Neo is a interesting choice for this race. The car lacks top speed severely, so while its acceleration is kind of good and it handles very well, I wouldn't quite recommend it, because you can have a frustrating moment or two when the AI just pulls away. Oh, that was a huge crash. Yeah, sorry. Well, I got a bit distracted and smashed into the wall. That shouldn't really be a problem in terms of the AI, but that might put me at risk of being passed by the Neo that I just was just talking about. Yeah, because I lost all the speed, basically stopped in the place right there. And with hypercars, as you can imagine, they go really fast, and when you abruptly stop on the track, that doesn't do you any good. Yeah, that Neo keeps catching up, even though I kind of recovered from that crash. But yeah, the loss of my rear wing probably contributed to a low. Oh, that's going to be a really close finish. But I still went ahead by a tiny amount. No, second. How the hell am I second? Well, that's the yeah. That's. I'm pretty sure from my point of view, I crossed the line first, but it doesn't really matter. That's a team win and a good game for my teammate. Good recovery in the end, and that's it for this championship. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.